You know, maybe we build the new map up and then so wrong days. Okay. Then the shop will be out. Oh, okay. That's all the banner up there. Apple. Whenever it gets time. Pretty regular thing else. Yeah. We still. Yellow. Never back there. Yeah. Well, is it? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we should see. Busy. Oh, it's good. I'll plan for that next year. Christmas. Yeah, I got this stuff. Yeah, the one right there by the nail site. I'm probably another chair right now. We're getting one. Wow, and hundreds of dollars. I need to do it. Scoot over. All right, well, welcome to the city council meeting, Troy City Council Room, September 23rd, 2024. This is a rescheduled council meeting due to the lack of a quorum on 9/16. Let's go. Stand to do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We're talking business and consent agenda, payments of claims for September 13th, 2024. I'll ask for a motion to accept payments for the consent agenda. Motion. Jamie makes a motion. Do I have a second? I'll second. Scott seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. Moving on, new business license, Star Electric Montana Inc. Owner is Matt Heiderger. Yeah. So this one, they called up, I talked to them, about their service. They've been in business for 20 years in Kalispell. They've been doing the electrical for quite a few businesses, I guess. So they asked for a business license here in Troy for I think pretty sure the General Dollar. If it ever goes in, they'll be doing the electrical lines. Want to ask for a motion to accept Star Electric of Montana Inc. I'll make a motion to approve. TJ makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Shauna seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. Moving on a new business license. The picnic table owner is Aaron Scheffler. We already went through these, so I'm just.
Yeah.
Owner's not here, so yeah. So I'm just ask for a motion to accept the new business license, the picnic table.
Make a motion to accept. For those of us that weren't here, what's the business?
She has a food truck and she's gonna do Italian, I think.
Chinese.
Oh, Chinese. My bad. I know something.
And then
I got my food crossed out.
yeah, that's a second.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a pretty good thing. She's worked out at the Apple House for the previous time, and now
Did you want to say anything there, Sherry? You got to see it.
Yeah, she showed me pictures. It's a brand new trailer. What we didn't realize at the last meeting is she was asking, she wanted to park at the museum parking lot. We thought it was a, come and go kind of thing. She wants to park it there Monday through Friday and leave it there.
Oh.
So I said definitely not on a permanent basis. I need to chat with you guys. We gave her permission for the first week, which starts next Monday. So that Monday through Friday, I sent her the information, from MMIA about the insurance.
The 1.5.
Yep.
Okay.
So I haven't heard back from her yet.
So I'll ask for a motion to accept new business license, the picnic table.
I make a motion for that.
Scott makes a motion to have a second.
I'll second.
CJ seconds, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay, moving on to new business license, Fine Finish Construction LLC, Scott Norder is the owner. And he stated the same, he's just construction outfit that's doing the finishing. So I'll ask for a motion to accept it.
The motion accept.
Jamie makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Scott seconds, all in favor? Unanimous. We're moving on to new business license, Trojan Tire LLC, owner is James Norder. It's just a tire shop, you guys, well, Jamie, you know him?
Mhm.
So they're renting your guys' place, so.
So
Yeah.
it's not open yet.
Just get
Another tire shop or a tire shop. Yes. That's Sam's not doing it. Okay. So I'll ask for a motion to accept the Trojan Tire LLC.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Shona makes a motion. Do I have a second? Okay, seconds. All in favor? Yeah. Okay, on the new ordinance for no parking at Highway 2 on Iron Creek intersections, we discussed this. CJ and I discussed this. We were talking about some other corners and what the deal is on that. It has to have the traffic study, kind of like we did down here at Callahan. There was a traffic study on it. It was determined that it wasn't high enough traffic to be a problem, which we all know it kind of is. But according to them, it wasn't. To do any of the other spots that we talked about, we'd have to do a traffic study on that. With Highway 2 and Iron Creek intersection, there's already been a traffic study done on it for the previous restaurant, so it just fell back over to the restaurant that's here. They're willing to go ahead as long as we make an ordinance, is to uphold that, and then, like I say, put the sign up, paint it, and then our guys can do that, and they'll be good with it, and then it'll be a ticket. I'll ask for a motion to accept, get an ordinance put together for it.
Do we have signs in other intersections?
Not down there.
No, like
There is no-
anywhere else, it's.
They're painted, the ones in town here are all painted, but
But there's no parking sign. I couldn't remember.
yeah, it's painted and there's some parking still going on.
It would just be for a certain distance.
Yes, it's just for the site coming off the hill, Iron Creek, you got what's Chris Robertson's there, you got the trees there, everything's up high, so when you come over, you can't see. Well, when
Yeah.
somebody parks up against that corner so much, you
Right,
can't see
yeah.
to come out, and that's the hazard.
Yeah, but it's not like.
It's not, no, not all the way through, it's just so many people, whatever the highway department determines the damage of that, so.
Okay.
Site,
Are we gonna request a site study for the other locations?
we can do that with, you guys wanna come up with a certain site they want. We can ask them to come in and do that. So that'd be a later date, we'll get that. Everybody good with putting an ordinance together then?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's a need.
Okay. Review new grant opportunity. I don't have nothing in there, or no, we've missed one. Review of Rosebud subdivision. So on this, I did talk to the attorney again on it. He said everything in here that he could find was good, other than a couple little things, and they were changed. The owners is Ken and Dixie Davis. That was changed up there. It says owners in the parentheses. The only thing that didn't get changed is here. That'd be the second page. Down inside here, which it was changed on this page, the first page. Second page, it does still say owners 1 and owners 2, which is dating back to Ken and Dixie Davis as owners. we would still need to change that, but everything else is, as far as the attorney or attorney Levi has gone through it, says everything is legal. If to sign off on this, and that would sign off the property, so it could be hooked up to the city sewer and city water. Ward has stated that he has no problem with that, it's all good, on his end. We have a letter from Dave Norman saying it's good on his end. We have a letter from Darren Colville that says it was good as he was mayor at the time. We also have another letter from Dallas Carr that states that camera, the end was good. Dave Norman says the camera, that when it was camera, he was there, it was good, everything was good to him for hookup. And like same Ward still says, it's all good for him to hook up. There's nothing gonna cause any problems with our waste treatment site or lack of water. Electric, we got plenty of that. So this one, I'm asking for a motion to accept the review of the Rosebud subdivision on the fact that we changed owners 1 and 2 to Ken and Dixie Day. And that's on the second page.
But we never, every time we've sent this to Kenny, he's never countersigned, right?
He
Is
counts.
that correct?
He signed.
That is,
It was what it was is some wording in there that needed to be changed, and that was what was going on. According to our lawyer now, Levi Thompson, a roadman, sorry. He says it's all good.
Okay.
Everything's except that's the only 2 things right now that would need to be changed. Is just owner 1 and owner 2 is Ken and Dixie Davis. Everybody good with that? Yeah. So I'll ask for a motion to accept the Rosebud subdivision.
Make a motion.
If Jamie makes motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
TJ seconds, all in favor? Unanimous.
Okay. Did they vote on the parking ordinance? We didn't.
We're just gonna put an ordinance together and then we have vote on it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just to let them know, about the other spots that TJ and I talked about. We had an informational exchange, and that's what we got. Ken, you good with that? Understand what that is, all everything else is good? I can change them tomorrow. Okay. So then review new grant opportunities. So the grant, we discussed this, I guess you guys weren't here on that, that's for the housing that we talked about last year. We do have another grant opportunity. Anywhere between, I think it was $1 million up to $7 million with no match to build a housing. So that's that apartment that we kind of talked about last year, with Heather Todd. So what I did is Heather Todd's looking into it, trying to get stuff together. I did okay up to $5,000 to help her out for payment. It's gonna be wrote into it as a grant writer. She will get paid out of the grant. But the first part of it, I agreed to.
we've had an update, maybe you didn't catch your email.
I haven't got to all my emails yet. I got that.
She decided it probably wouldn't be the best use of our funds right now to do that. Because we don't have a site study, we don't have all this other stuff.
Okay.
But she's working on another grant that would help us get that first step out of the way. She said this would be more like for folks that already have that whole plan and they're just ready for funding.
Okay.
So she's working on something else.
Okay, I didn't see nothing from her in my emails, and like I say, I haven't been able to go through all.
That's okay. So that's where we're sitting right now. She said our odds were really small because there were gonna be 30 awardees across the country, just 30. Yeah. And looking at the tight turnaround that we had, she just didn't think it was feasible.
So just get everything in place for next year then.
That's what we're working on.
Okay. But if we can get $1 million to $7 million without any match, that's great opportunity. Okay. Moving on to the police commission. So we're looking for the information. So we'll have you guys present what you got going on. what you're,
Well, I mean, as far as the two applicants we've got, I mean, that's certifiable, of course. I have just a little bit of a issue with not being able to see the rest of the applicants. I can't get past them. Instead of just getting two, one guy is way overqualified, and then the other concern I have is the nepotism part of it. With Travis and Michael. So those are just a couple of issues we're trying to work through. I
Okay.
just haven't been able to get past those.
okay,
So the police commission handbook says that the commission reviews the applications that the mayor gives them. Only those applications. The mayor gets to sort them in whatever way he wants.
And this has changed over the years. I've been here doing this off and on since right after Tony Brown.
Okay.
And it all hinges on the mayor. Tony decided the police commission could review all applicants. Darren did the same thing. Salas was a little bit different. So that's where I'm looking.
okay, with the applicants you guys got is what I did, is I put all the applicants out to the council. They chose which ones looked the best to them out of that. And from there, I chose which ones went into the actual interview process. We had a 6-panel interviewing process. Everybody did the interviews that we had in there. And then we chose the 2.
Right.
And that's the 2 that we handed off to you.
It's just a different trend from the last time.
And,
So,
and like that, like I told you guys before, we had no idea that the police commission was supposed to even be involved in this until after we started the process there.
technically, it falls back on them. But earlier, I mean, there was one mayor that was like to handle it all. Darren passed off a little bit of it to the commission, and so did Tony. He basically like, you guys figure it out, tell me who is, you know. So I know there was up to 10 or 12 or I don't know how many applicants there were.
There's
I was just-
9 for sure.
I was just a little disappointed that we didn't get to review a little bit more. That's all. So, I don't know, it is what it is. You get the final say.
No, I don't. These guys get final say.
So that's just kind of where we were on this. I mean, I think we all talked about it.
Okay.
And going forward, maybe we can get a little more clarification. Type of deal. You know, anything what happens.
Definitely, anything that goes on from this point on, we know. We need
kind of
police
where
commission,
everybody
we would hand
stands.
over applications at that time, but like say. With what we had, information that we got handed to us or told to us, we went the route we were supposed to. And then, yeah, then we found other things that we were supposed to do, and so when we got you guys involved, because you have had experience.
And I just, my concern, and it's nothing against Travis or Michael at all. It's, if there is an issue, I know it'll come back to the sergeant. And then it goes on to you, but what if there's a third party that has to be involved? Does the city pay for that, or how's that work?
Yeah, that's me. That comes to me. But yeah, if it comes down to Travis if Travis was a chief and had to reprimand Michael on a situation, it would go in front of our.
It would be a little uncomfortable situation.
That's where it would have to be taken out of his hands at that time.
Right. Those are just some of the concerns we were trying to work through. I would have good. You know, we said what?
Just a question, Shara sent us our code that we have. And, I quickly breezed through it, but I didn't see where Shara mentioned that you chose the applicants. And here it says it shall be the duty of the police commission to examine all applications for the position of the police force as to their age, legal, mental, moral, and physical qualifications and their ability to fill the office as a member of the police force.
And that's what our city ordinance states.
It's in the police commission handbook.
Mhm.
They've got their own handbook that,
They don't go off what we,
And it says.
So the police commission doesn't go off our
it
ordinance?
also says you will.
They have their
accept
own
applications
handbook.
for
We
review,
can't have nothing to
not
do with it.
all the applicants.
So then why do we have this ordinance?
It says.
Yeah, don't we have to follow our own
But
city
not
code?
all people are saying.
It's our city.
That's how. And so we're just trying to
Yeah.
figure out where we're at.
I mean, according to,
Yeah,
according to,
yeah, police commission. The handbook we talked about was just a way to handle your statutes, Montana statutes, put together by the POST, which is who we look to for guidance. They handle all they keep track of all certifications of the state and also disciplinary committee. They're set up statewide. When you're reading that we examine all applicants, what the intent of that is that we examine new applicants as to all those things you mentioned, to see if they meet the minimum qualifying standards to be in the police force. That's it. We don't evaluate to see who we recommend to be hired. We examine them to see if they meet the minimum qualifications.
Right.
And since these two are already serving in law enforcement, and Travis is already serving in Montana, we felt that was kind of the point of getting both certified or certifiable. So our job is threefold. The first is to examine applicants to see if they meet the minimum qualifications to be a police officer. Second is to handle disability, retirement claims. And the third is to handle appeals for disciplinary action within the police force. And that's the total sum of the duties of the police commission.
Right, that's why I guess I'm so confused if there's a handbook out there by the state as governs overall.
That habit is just a post, it's from post, it's not even from the state of Montana. I don't see how that can supersede our city ordinance. It states that you guys are to examine all applicants. It doesn't say applicants screened by the mayor, it says all applicants.
here, we can have our attorney come down and take this
Okay.
on.
One other quick question too. If this Ron is being looked at as a candidate, are you guys gonna do a waiver of residency? How would that work? Because it's a minimum of a year in the state, 6 months in the county for residency. If he's being considered.
Yeah, he's one of the other applicants, but yeah, I don't know about that.
That's the only two that we got, the
Yeah.
John and Travis.
Yeah, we're on two, so look at.
Like say, let me just from the handbook itself. One of the duties of the police commission, they're required to perform an examination of applicants for vacancies that exist in the police department. State law provides that the police commission must examine all applicants referred by the mayor to the commission.
And that's the ones that
And
come
that's
up
the
with
two
our
that we got.
process.
Yeah.
So here, I'm gonna actually stop the meeting for a little bit. I'm gonna have the attorney come down because he knows about this a lot more, and I just got off the phone with him, so this is gonna go on to the next part of this, so let's just get him down here.
You've been watching it a lot.
People are doing.
license to say. Hey, Levi, you got. Okay, thank you. So yeah, we'll have Levi come down. He understands law. I, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a chief of police, or so. It's the best way to go about that. But yeah, from what I understood on the recommendation was there, we did the process. We got the applicants, put it out to the council. Council chose which ones they thought would be the best to interview. From there, I went off that. We did the interview process, like say with 6 people. They chose what applicants they thought were good. The applicants that we thought were good was the ones we handed on to the police. And like say, didn't know nothing about the police commission beforehand, which somebody would have told somebody here after it was already, the process of the interviews and everything was already started, not into it before we were told about it. So,
Right,
and
see, yeah, it all just happened.
I do know TJ stated something about in one of the meetings that he talked to Darren Short, and
Yeah,
Short told you about it, and from what I understand, she's actually the one that told you about it, not Darren. Tracy did.
You might have asked more than just me.
Yeah, but yeah, that, I mean, I was at, she went there and he never stated nothing.
Yeah. Just Saturday before your birthday.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, cause I just had a meeting with Darren and nothing was stated. Yeah,
I assume we all knew.
yeah, and like I said, like I told everybody at the meeting before, none of us knew that, until it was brought to Levi's attention and Levi brought it to my attention, so that's when all this come.
With the commission.
Yeah. Yeah, cause we thought we were doing the process, I thought we were doing the process right, we thought that everybody was involved with doing the process right, and then it come up, it was like, okay. That's when we got your guys' names, and it was like, well, instead of trying to find new people to put in there that don't know about it, let's get a hold of people that have done it before and let you guys go for it.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of it kind of fell on the previous years, how they felt about her, how much effort they wanted to put into doing interviews and looking at different things, so everyone's different. We just gotta have a guideline on exactly what you guys want.
Yeah.
Just everything, I think everybody got thrown together, a little bit of confusion.
So do you guys have the latest revision of the handbook? Or you guys,
Yeah, he just said.
that's it?
Okay, I think that's really more.
What was it, 2010? Yeah, so it's 14 years old and there's no revision of it since then.
Yeah,
We all.
Let's read them from over the years, so.
Throwing something out there real quick. So Michael might not be in an issue with him and I working together for too long. He applied for MHP. He already passed the written. So that might be the direction that he's going. And
I don't necessarily think it's gonna be a problem,
No.
but most didn't think.
Right, sure, and I understand that, but also to let you know, like we have an undersheriff, his wife works at the sheriff's department. We've had sisters, we've had nieces and uncles and nephews, and and over here we even had it with Troy Juvenile Detention, and that was a county run program. And we had Crystal, who was the captain. Her sister was second command, and she had another sister there, and they got around that by having Crystal be accountable to the county attorney or county commission, or I'm sorry, the commissioners. So, but like I said, Michael
Did go through post, didn't he? Get all the training?
Who's Michael?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been an officer here for 4 years.
Shows him that one thing he's done in the reserve.
No, he's
I know better.
he was a reserve. Yeah, he was a reserve here and dispatcher for 4.5 years, and then he was a post certified police officer here for.
He also was a detention officer.
They probably just gave you his original application. I think, or maybe
We got the one from Megan was 2016. So
Qualifications.
So we were just kind of last year.
Yeah, we didn't get it,
For a while.
I think we need it.
Can I ask one question?
You go ahead.
Did you guys get the cops grant?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
We got one on school right there.
Did you get 2 officers or just one?
just the
Just
school
the
didn't get there, so
renewal
we
one.
stepped, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because if you didn't, then that wouldn't have been an issue because Michael wouldn't have continued.
Well, he wasn't sure which direction things were going, so he, MHP had some openings, so he applied.
That's good that the grant was renewed.
It's like a subversion. We got the power grant. Stuff out here.
Oh, we got the power grant?
Oh, really?
From Blake, the one we talked about last week. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome.
No, what's
Me
the
too.
total input?
You'd have to ask Clay.
18,000, but it's just under 150.
That's your for that program, right? Then.
And that's what he asked for?
Yes.
Good.
Something new to get a grant for a power company, yes.
Yeah, dude, a while before that could happen again.
This is renewable for up to 7 years.
Really?
So this is just the first phase of the project and we'll be able to reapply now.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
So we should get 211 meters and 600 or 700 repeaters, I think. So it'll be enough to set up the net. So we should be able to read from the office. They won't have to go out and do that.
Save some time.
Yeah. Since we're waiting, can I do a little public comment?
Sure.
Why am I being blamed for the budget not being passed?
Nobody's blaming you for the budget not being passed.
Oh, that's a rumor.
That's
Well,
rumor,
you know,
but
Troy
real.
rumors.
No, but I'm already dealing with plenty of other shit in my life right now. I don't need these rumors going around. I don't know what I did to screw up the budget. But I didn't think I did it wrong. I did it for 10 years, 11, 12 years.
Where do you get this information?
I don't need to tell anybody.
Well, you're not getting it from us.
But they said that you are the ones that told somebody out here that I am the reason why the budget is not done.
So
Why is the budget not passed?
the budget's not passed because it's just lack of knowledge.
Then why aren't you calling and asking?
You want to charge us $50 an hour for
I
something
did
we
not
not
want to
do,
charge
so
you anything.
that's why we didn't call you. Is
I
because it
wasn't
stated
gonna
that you
charge
wanted
you
$50
guys
an hour.
Italy do
So-
if she wanted help. I have been
The
down
city,
here.
no,
I
as
have
long as the
asked,
city doesn't have the money to put it out there, so we weren't gonna put it out. So
But
we have
I'm
a
just
clerk's
wondering-
forum that's working, and yes, this year the budget's definitely behind.
way late, because it's due next week to the state.
It's gonna be posted, everything's gonna be fine. It's not your problem. It's not, you're
Right.
not the department head anymore.
But if
And
for
nobody's
some
blaming you.
reason
There's nothing being
it's
blamed.
coming up saying that I am the reason I screwed up the budget last year, is what they said. I did not do anything to that budget.
Screw up the budget last year.
You tell me.
We passed with the auditor with it all. We're good.
Accused of
We're
it.
not. Whoever's telling you that it's not.
You know, and I'm just like, I've already got enough shit on my plate to be accused of something like this. I don't know who said it, where it came from, but you know what? If you need help, I am more than willing to help. Anytime. I don't care what day it is. You can call me. You can text me. You text me for those codes. I send them right away.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I can talk to you on the phone. My new coworkers are so good that they've let me just take off and go be with my mother. Because my mother has gone wacko. So I can be here for you if you need me to. I have no problem with it, but to be blamed that I am the reason why it's not done, I don't know who said it.
The first thing I'm hearing, Tracy.
So you didn't hear it from me,
I mean.
you didn't hear it from her, and you didn't hear it from her.
Yeah, but.
It's not,
But I'm just saying, I didn't do anything wrong. If I did, the state would have said something. I submitted my stuff to the state, it passed.
you,
I
I
sent
will
my
definitely say
AFRs
that
to
you
the
do it
state,
a heck of a lot
they
more than
passed.
this, and you know when it needs to be done, and that's definitely, as many years as that, you're definitely gonna flow into a lot this year.
It didn't-
And like I talked with Paul, with all this, is it's gonna get better every year, I think.
And it will, but I don't mind helping at all.
Okay.
I'm not gonna charge you guys money if I'm.
That I heard this
If you have a question or me to come in and sit with you for an hour, I can do it.
There was
I-
that other service you had,
That was for
was
the
helpful.
AFR and
right,
that
and that
was
wasn't you,
Joey.
that was, yeah.
No, that was
And,
not
but
me.
that was, you know.
That was the Montana, Leagues of City and Town. She works for them,
Yeah.
Jody Rogers, and she would charge you about $100 an hour to do it. But she said she could get it done in about 5 or 6 hours. And these are her exact words. Because you've always done your reports so good, I shouldn't have much to do. So, and
So
the
maybe there was some
AFR,
confusion.
I don't know, but the AFR is the one that takes the longest and is the hardest to do. Budget is very simple. And so that's the only question I had.
Okay. Nobody's accusing you of that, so
Well, somebody
don't.
came up somewhere, so I don't want to be accused of it. I'm here for everybody. I answer phones at night. I talk to people on weekends. I'm there. I'm tired of being accused of stuff.
Thank you, Tracy.
Nobody accused, so unless somebody's accusing behind our knowledge. Okay. Levi, yeah, we're gonna move back on to this. This is the police commission. You wanna restate your questions? Okay.
She could read it to you. Do you have that handbook, the police commission handbook?
Did you bring it all, Andrew?
Ed does.
Cheryl? I have it, but I'll just go and go get it.
Forget that one.
Thanks. So what's the question?
The question is whether the handbook overrides our city ordinance that says
We want to know
otherwise.
if it supersedes his decision.
Cause our city ordinance says it shall be the duty of the police commission to examine all applicants.
The applicants
Nothing
that
in
I
there talks about the mayor screening any applicants, it says all
that I
applicants.
handled.
The police commission can, or anybody cannot force him to send anybody to the commission, period.
But that's not how the city ordinance reads.
That's what the law says in Montana,
So
is that the mayor cannot be forced to send anybody to the police commission. Nobody can force him to send anybody to the police commission.
Other than the onenes that I choose.
no one's talking about forcing him to push anybody through. All we're just questioning the city ordinance versus the handbook, where the city ordinance just says it is the duty of the police commission to examine all applicants. And that doesn't seem like
All
it's a
applicants
aggressive
that he
thing.
sends.
But that's not what our city ordinance said.
So,
It doesn't say anything about the mayor.
If there's a conflict, state law would supersede.
But that handbook is written by post. It's not.
So I'm going by the MCA's that say that he cannot be forced to send anybody to this commission.
Okay.
So
So you don't even need a police commission then?
you do need a police commission.
Well, if he doesn't have to send it, why have it?
Because he's the one who decides who he wants to send to get. The police commission's job is to say, yes, this guy's qualified, or no, he's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not to conduct an investigation on
Because
what jobs he's worked or whether we think he's the best fit for this job. It's, does he qualify to work as a law enforcement official in this state?
I think and it does state in there that you can't be compelled to do it like we were saying. It's just, my question was previous mayors have dealt, some of them like to do it all themselves, like Alice did. But Tony Brown, Darren, they pushed a lot more of the applicants toward the police commission because they didn't just do it. So.
I mean, that,
As we compelled to send somebody to us, we understand.
it doesn't really make sense to me that because the police commission's job is not, they do conduct an interview process, but it's not the same interview process as him deciding who he likes best.
Right.
The interview process the police commission conducts is to just simply establish ethically, morally, age, qualifications, post, whatever. Do they have these things? If they have them, you should give them a certification. The police commission's job is to give them
Which we have
certification.
on the two applicants we got.
Right.
So, yeah, so I don't know if there's misunderstanding about recommendations or whatever, like that's not really the job of the police commission. I mean, of course you have your own opinions, right, and you're free to reset. But at the end of the day, based on everything that I've read and the people that I've talked to, Chuck was voted in there, he can send over whoever he wants to send.
So our ordinance is completely incorrect.
Right.
I would say if it's conflicting with state law, then it needs to be changed.
Have you read it?
I've read the ordinances, yes, I read the city ordinances.
That's where our confusion's coming from, is we have the ordinance and state laws to say something different, so we wanna make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, so we're not in violation.
If there's conflicting ordinance with state law, I'm not talking about like maybe a slight difference or something, but if it's in direct conflict with state law, somebody needs to take a look at it. Like, and these are things that going through as I'm city attorney, I may find some of these things that are either conflicting with state law or unconstitutional. Which I've found some that I believe both of those things.
So that one other question you had, Bob, about they have to live here for a year.
The residency requirements, it's a year in the state, 6 months in.
Does the state say that, or was that the city which said that?
That's in the state statute.
Okay, state one, so the one applicant couldn't even be considered.
But there, right after that, there's a waiver clause, and it's right.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
state.
There's usually loopholes for basically it.
Yes, there's a waiver clause, I didn't know if you knew that. It goes through you as council. If you decide.
So they waive it.
They
Okay.
can waive it.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's recently was offered a job as the Sanders County attorney. By law, you're supposed to live in the county. They can waive that to appoint people when it comes to the election. So
sure.
like I said, there's always a workaround.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Well, it's
Sometimes.
it's conflicting of city ordinance and state law. One state law you can't change, the other one you can. You know, as one of, according to the book.
So, and I spoke with, there's a guy named David Hartley. He essentially ran the law enforcement academy for a number of years. This is fairly new stuff to me as well, but I read through the ordinances, I read through the handbook, and I read through the MCAs, and then I talked. And I would definitely lean on his interpretation more than mine, and I'm going on what he's told me. It's a long conversation, so I'm happy to call him again if there's more questions.
Yeah, I think that.
Maybe after, you know, clarification. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I guess I'll have to look at city ordinances again, but and see exactly what they say about a commission. But you know, is it in the city ordinance that we are supposed to have one? Because we went years without having one. So
Yeah, that's why none of us knew about one. And this is my 7th year being with the council and his 3rd year as being mayor, and I didn't know nothing about it. Police commission until after this process was already started, was told that what I was doing was the legal way of doing it. It was all okay. We put out the interview panel. We had the people we chose from the council, asked the council for the people. Huh?
Didn't get input.
You put input in.
No, you told me I wasn't allowed to be part of it. Don't lie.
after your statement at the council in a public setting,
The
you
same
were
statement
against
that
it.
Scott made, but yet you let him be part of it. We're gonna tell the truth and the whole truth.
I never
We're
heard
gonna tell the
Scott
whole
say
truth.
any of it. We can definitely go through the recordings of it. That's not a problem.
Absolutely.
That's not a problem. But according to what I was heard at the meeting, it was determined that the two, Shauna and Scott, would be the best for interviewing and all that.
At the end of the day, you didn't even have to do that.
I know. I went above and beyond. I was told I
You
went
could
above
have
and
just
beyond.
held, in private, you could have held your own interviews.
Mhm.
And we may not like that. I mean, I may not like it. It doesn't matter. It's like, that's what we have. And he was who was elected. So.
But at the end of the day, it still comes back on the city council, right? Because they have to hire a department head.
Right.
Because the mayor cannot hire a department head, it comes back to city council
It's okay.
to okay it.
Yep. So I guess that's where the sticking point might be. That's not my job. That's for you guys to decide. But what Chuck could do is just say, you know what? We're just gonna keep sending the person that I want. And we're not gonna have a police chief until either he gets appointed or somebody else is elected. And he can do that. Now, is that what's gonna be best for the town? No. And not having a chief, being that I work directly with the police department right now and do court every third Wednesday, not having a chief is hurting our community. I can tell you that right now. And again, it's not my job. You are in the position you're in because people wanted you there. It's not my place to say it. What I can say is the longer we go without a chief, the worse off it's gonna be. And the things that I see coming are gonna be really bad for this town. So that's my piece. It's not my job to appoint anybody or okay anybody, but I mean, that's where we're at.
Chuck, can I make a suggestion? Obviously, none of us knew about the police commission when we first started this, when Katie put her notice in. Since the last time the police commission met, we're all new up here. So pointing fingers at this, that ain't gonna help us any. But it seems like the police commission is working off the post handbook. We're working off of our ordinance. Can I ask that the council get a copy of the handbook? And then the relevant MCAs that you referenced, we could take a look at it and can we reconvene on Thursday night? And make this decision, just because then we're all on the same level field, what Levi information has provided us, what the police commission's provided us.
Provided with none of that information, let's go now.
Sorry, what's that?
You guys haven't got none of this information.
I haven't got that.
Was the handbook sent out to all the
So,
okay.
just the MCAs, but I sure
Great.
can.
So if you guys would like, we can table this until this coming Thursday.
I think it would just help make sure everybody, that's my idea.
Because my recommendation is gonna be the same right now.
I have to work Thursday. Tonight.
That's just my recommendation, so. Then that way we all have a warm and fuzzy feeling, dealing with the same thing.
Well, can I say bar town and buy them something?
Well,
Here for fine. Yes, go ahead.
It would help all of us in here if we were all on the same page. We got a handbook that says one thing and you have council rules that say another.
Then we have state MCAs that say different too.
Yeah, so there's 3 different versions of the same thing.
Have MCAs in here.
This is a right.
And that would supersede everything.
But the argument that was passed was does the city ordinance trump the MCA's?
The MCAs trump city ordinance.
Yes, but that was right, nobody can answer that.
Right.
Just answer that.
We're working off one set of rules, and the council's working off one set, and you're working off closer to the rules we have. I think we all just need to kind of get into those big much right.
So another thing I could do is the city of Libby recently appointed a new chief. I can see what their
And their mayor
if
did
they
it.
had conflicts between that, and I'm not even sure they had a commission at the time. I know for a period of time they didn't have a commission as well. So if that would be helpful, I can call Dean Chisholm and talk to him. He's the Louis City attorney. He might have some insight on it. I'm not pressuring anybody to make a decision right now. I think that's a reasonable position to take. I just know that if we kind of languish without somebody in charge, I know that right now these guys are working doubles. They're not able to really take time off without screwing over the other guys.
We just had somebody have an injury where they kind of sell on the other two guys pretty hard.
That won't change when they hire, if they hire, then you're so doubtful.
So I would still kind of put it with though, because we got cost, right, so we can hire someone else, I think. Officer.
Two, if Mike leaves.
Well, that's,
So, I have a question now, if the council does not take his approval, his recommendation, then we're back to square one.
Yep.
So what do you think it'd be time to reopen it? Or let them see the other applicants? I mean, I'm with him, but I serve this community just like everybody in here. If it doesn't work out, then it's time to reopen, let them have a couple more. What does it hurt letting them look at 4 of them instead of 2? It's nothing against Travis. But why not let them look at 4 or 5 or open it up so that we can get to our normal, so we can get to a routine?
So this.
Because like it does affect him. It affects everybody. But it doesn't help if we keep having this back and forth where I'm not trying to put you up, if you want one thing and the council doesn't agree to that, then I think it's time that you open it up to more. I'm a bystander here. I'm not, what happens up here, I know, my wife's up there, but we don't talk about this because it's conflict.
yep.
But I think to be fair to the volunteers on the police commission, to our city council members, if it's just a bit of back and forth thing, open it up to the other applicants or give them 4 more. The 2 plus 2 more. What's that to say?
Well, no offense, but the counter to that is that it's Chuck's job to decide who he wants to be the chief.
I understand.
So you got this,
council's the one that has to.
right? So, yeah, but it's like, is it Chuck's fault for not putting the people over that they want, or is it the city council's fault for not approving it? You know what I mean? It's like this finger pointing thing that isn't really going to get us anywhere. And I understand your point. You're making a good point.
Just like you were brought up and they like you over the other country. There's a reason for that.
We had an interview process the same way as we did this.
So MMIA said that you could give me like a 12-month
Up to 18 months.
or up to 18 months. So and so there's also so I've taken on all the
Been
responsibilities
the acting chief of police. I know that it's supposed to fall on me, but I handed that to you as the acting.
for the last 3 months. I've been handling everything. And even the sheriff's department, we just got a compliment from them saying that our relationship is the best it's been in the last over this last couple of months. It's been in the last 15 years. So I think that everything's going smooth, except for that we're down one guy, and that's fallen hard on the rest of us. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, there's also no harm in, all right, just give it 18 months and see what we do.
This is democracy, right? There's checks and balances. There's a reason for this, right? There's a reason why there's this process. Because, while I agree that it's Chuck's job to find this person, he's going to appoint or put forth who he wants. It's the city council's job to say, you know what, no. So I get it. This is how this is supposed to work, right? But we're just in a place right now where, again, I mean, that's up to you, man. I mean, you saw the pool of applicants. I saw the pool of applicants. I have concerns about every applicant, but that's just the way that it is. And so you got a tough job. And I mean, it's you're on your own.
Thank you.
Just asking that we get the post handbook, wait, can we have a meeting Wednesday? Is that too soon? That's our 2 days, right?
Yeah, we got.
So tonight, probably,
So, Wednesday, we just throwing a date out there so that way we. can
Okay,
just-
so if we go this, can you get that information to him tomorrow, Sheriff? Okay,
I'm not gonna be able to make that, just so you know. I mean, obviously you guys can, I just, if there's gonna be questionable stuff, I'm not gonna be able to listen.
okay.
I'm just throwing that
We're not
date out.
available Thursday, so, yeah, I am.
I mean, you guys can text me if there's something pertinent, then I can probably answer the text, but otherwise. $100.
It could be here
Yeah.
before.
1 hour, perfect, I was slow there.
On Wednesday?
Thursday?
Well,
Or four?
Ten.
I can do that, I mean, can we, Thursday, it's 4?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, she's.
Yeah,
at
maybe
school. Just guys don't care.
yeah, football.
I joined the bus until about 4:30.
So, yeah, that's-
Well, Wednesday, does that work better?
So there was.
I'll be hanging out with the guy double on the side, make sure it's kind of
Good alibi.
So. That would work, wouldn't say it'd work for me, it'd just be. So, what my schedule is outside here.
Scott works.
Yeah.
Till 4:30, right?
Just on, I only have to drive about
Six.
6 of my time.
We keep out here by 6 Wednesday. Split that works.
So can I ask you, did we have any other applicants before, aside from the ones that we saw in that panel?
Yeah, there were some other ones, and what I did on that is I put it out to the council to choose which ones they thought would be best for interview. I went off those, and it came out with who we interviewed.
Thanks for answering, but
Yeah. So. Everybody's good with Wednesday then at 6? 6, okay. Shara? Okay.
Thank you.
Paula? Okay, so I'll ask for a motion to table the police commission and the police chief till Wednesday at 6.
sure, that's actually.
Scott makes a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
TJ seconds, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay, so let's go on. No old business, department reports were already done. Public comments on matters not on the agenda. Is there any more? Okay, that's good. So I'll ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll make motion to adjourn.
Dan makes a motion, do I have a second? Scott seconds, all in favor? Yes.